Jerry, first of all, raindrops are beginning to fall here on pit road. Matt Kenseth told his crew under this caution that he believes he's running as hard as he can, but he doesn't have anything for Mark Martin. He believes he can hold off the rest of the field, but he doesn't have anything to catch Mark. He's asked for some help from the cars on the inside here as they go green to try and help him stay with Mark on the restart.
We are 21 laps away from the halfway point. That's the critical point to get this race in to be official. The rains are beginning to move in. The clouds are darkening just south and west of the speedway, and the action continues as Mark Martin trying to hold on.
Man, I'll tell you what, he's very, very forced to get by that 43 car. Now, Kenseth is hung up on the outside of Jay Sauter, which is going to allow Mark Martin to get a couple of car length advantage. I thought Mark was going to be behind the 43, which would allow Kenseth to close up right on the back bumper, but he was able to get by him down the back stretch. See, watch this. The 43, the 17 side by side. Right now, Martin is just driving away. He's looking in his mirror and said, "I don't pay you." Stay there, Jay Sauter.
Jay Sauter, who lost a lap by virtue of a cut tire, is a very fast race car. He is a lap down in 34th position, but that's creating a problem right now for the leaders as they try to work their way by, and that's the differential Benny was talking about. If you take a look at the difference that Mark Martin has pulled away now from the second place car of Matt Kenseth.
Martin goes by in the second place car, and Kenseth is still side by side. We're watching telemetry on board Mark Martin, the world best by. Oh, and Jason Keller hard in that outside retaining wall.
Heavy contact for Keller. He smacks the wall. And remember, that's over 180 miles an hour. Heavy up across the racetrack in the Excedra and Chevy. Might have been some contact. There was another car on the bottom of the racetrack, and so we will have caution for the fourth time today here on lap 84.
And the 43 car of Jay Sauter might have gotten his lap back. We'll have to wait and see.
There's the safety car with the lights flashing that will pick up Mark Martin as the leaders. They come by for lap 83. And the window net is down. That is the signal that the drivers are told by NASCAR. If you are awake and alert and appear to be okay, take your window net and drop it down so the safety officials know that they're on their way to you, that you are okay. So they understand they can take as little bit of time trying to get up there and get through traffic to get to your car. Tough break for Jason Keller, 29 years of age, bringing out the fourth caution flag today. Here again is what happened.
There's him going down in the corner. That's Buckshot Jones right behind him, the 00. They go in the corner, and right there, just a little nudge from Buckshot puts the 57 car in a spin, and when he corrects it, he goes back up the racetrack and just pounds that outside retaining wall. One more angle. And watch just how violent this car goes in and bams that wall.
And that was a brand new race car making its debut here at Atlanta. Brand spanking new Hutchison Pagan chassis for Jason Keller. And Bob Campbell, Greg Pollux, and John Bender, the owners of that car, are probably going to throw that one away.
Let's see what we see from Mike Skinner's onboard camera, the yellow freight on board. Right there is the contact, and there we see Keller in that outside retaining wall.
Unfortunately, if he had to hit, he hit with the back of the car first as opposed to hitting flush with the side of the car. You see one more angle of that contact.
And folks, that's at about 165, 70 miles per hour, and all of a sudden the car just turns right in the outside retaining wall.
Well, the good news is Jason Keller is out of the car, and the wreckers are there to pick it up, but we are working the caution number 4. Fourth caution flag of the day here at Atlanta as the skies continue to darken. We'll be back with more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. And how about this car? What a run today for Kevin LePage in the Redman Ford. Only his second start, and that left rear damage, if you just joined us, he had to come back down pit road during the caution because the left rear tire came off. He had to come back and put it back on, and he has driven his heart out getting back to the field.
We're getting set for green flag. Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth. Martin nails the gas, comes down to the green flag. Can Kenseth get by the traffic? Can he close in?
We are being told that spotters have told their drivers that the rain is just around the corner. Take a look at this shot over the corner. You see it is just a few minutes away, and we guess possibly 7 or 8 minutes from the halfway point of green flag racing as they jumble up coming off the turn.
And once again, Kenseth gets a tough break, cannot clear that traffic. That's P.J. Jones on the bottom. P.J. comes up. Careful, boys, careful.
Whoa, trouble over in turn 3 and 4. 4 cars, 5 cars, 6 cars involved. As they spin and contact, Chad Chafin is there. The 2 of Kevin Harvick. Sauter had just gotten his lap back. There's Gilchrist involved. Heavy damage here on lap number 88. Everyone scrambling for position, knowing that the weather was going to be a major factor, and now we have a huge incident between turns 3 and 4. As the field is slowing down, they do not race back to the caution. Chad Chaffin trying to get his Lear Ford refired. There's what's left of the car number 2, the AC Delco sponsored car of Kevin the Kid Harvick, driving for Richard Childress, and heavy front end damage on his machine. Doubtful he'll have a chance to get back out.
They're just trying to get the hood up right now and having trouble doing that. There we see Tim Fedewa, the Stanley car, 25 of Kenny Wallace. A lot of damage to that car. There we see the 11 car, Buckshot Jones, Jeff Purvis in the 4, and all of a sudden Buckshot's car is just not going anyplace. Watch the cars go by on the inside, and his car not up to speed. And he gets in the corner. He's trying to get out of the way, but it boxes up the car behind. And there we see the 15 of Gilchrist and the 77 make contact. And here comes 25 of Kenny Walsh, runs into the 77. Meanwhile, Lazaro in the McDonald's car. Ron Hornaday's involved. Here comes Harvick in the back of I guess that's a 43 car of Jay Sauter. Jay Sauter that he ran in the back of. I'm talking about Kevin Harvick.
Once again, another angle. Watch the right side of your screen. Contact the 15 of Gilchrist, the 77 of Chaffin. Here comes the 25 of Kenny Wallace trying to get by. Chaffin's in front of him. Lazaro right in the left side of Fedewa. Bam, 43 right in the side of 77. And the 2 car has nowhere to go for Kevin Harvick. And it's a Jay Sauter sandwich as those 2 cars shove him down across the racetrack. So 7 or 8 cars involved in this latest caution flag, caution number 5, coming out on lap 88.
Once again, when we say 3 wide, it's such a concern going in the corner. Well, there's why it's such a concern, because there's very little room for 3 cars. And there, once again, we see Elton Sawyer right on the apron of the racetrack does a great job to get by. There's Jay Sauter driving in the side of the 77, Harvick. And watch Randy LaJoy. He had made a pit stop, was the very back in that Bob Evans farm, so he just stops, drives around these guys, and continues on his merry way. Not too merry, but on his way.
Well, a lot of the drivers are out. There's Kenny Wallace in the Lance suit. Tim Fedewa, not a happy camper. He has had his bad breaks here in the year 2000. Not had a very good beginning, and some of those drivers very frustrated. That's what's left of his car. I'm told that was a pretty new car as well. Now it's a car that's headed for the junkyard. Caution number 5 on the racetrack as 8 cars are involved in an incident up between turns 3 and 4. Back in just a moment. Glad to have you with us for the conclusion of the Aaron's 312. Good battle here down the backstretch. Derek Gilchrist making only his second career start in Busch Series competition. There's Buckshot Jones, a 00 car. Right behind him, the Cheez-It Pontiac.
The 4 car is Jeff Purvis. This is down the front straightaway. Buckshot gets a great run off the corner. Get on the inside of Derek Gilchrist.
Whoa, contact in turn 1. Buckshot goes around, hits Gilchrist, and it all breaks loose behind him. There's the 4 car spinning. Jay Sauter is involved in the 43. He's already been involved in 1 incident today. The front half of that car is missing. And just that quickly, we have the 6th caution flag of the day.
Watch as he go down to the corner. That's Buckshot, the yellow and red car on the inside, and the car just breaks loose. Jerry, I don't know if they made contact. Just as he turned that car left, around it flew. He makes contact there with Gilchrist. Gilchrist backs it in the wall, and Buckshot makes hard contact with the outside of his car.
Then there was contact behind him between Jeff Purvis in the 4 car and Wayne Grubb. Grubb, who was trying to miss that, so at least 5 cars involved. Gilchrist, Jay Sauter, Buckshot Jones, Wayne Grubb, and Jeff Purvis, as we are now working the 6th caution flag of the day here on lap 111.